The top two in the championship level on points, Takubi and Katsby and Jacek, with nothing to separate them heading in to round 7. Welcome back to SKG Tier 1 and the second track vote of Season 12, in which the Jeddah Corniche circuit came out on top. This fast-flowing 6.1km circuit averages speeds of around 250 kilometers an hour as we pass along the coast of the Red Sea in what is known as the fastest street circuit in the world. Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome back to SKG Tier 1, Round 7 of the season. And we're here back for another night race in Saudi Arabia this time around. It is track vote number 2 of the season. And Saudi, the Jeddah Corniche circuit, came out on top. My name is George Sanderson. And alongside me in the commentary box tonight, I have former Tier 1 driver and now Haas co-team principal, Imu, it is good to have you alongside me. How much are you looking forward to this race tonight?
Well, hello and welcome everyone. I'm looking really forward, as I was saying, I was commentating Tier 2 and it was so exciting.
So let's take a look at the grid for round 7 of the season here in Saudi Arabia after another exhilarating qualifying session. Swifty starts on the back row after not setting a lap time, but in P18 is Hukid's Ferrari, a third straight race starting outside the top 10 for him. He's alongside Nanustar, who's 4 tenths back from Balash, who reserves the Haas from P16. New full-time driver Aston Martin Bran is 15th. Josh Rose will be disappointed with 14th, although he was only half a second off pole position. Marius Anderson in 12th, starting outside the top 10 for a 4th race in a row. Wandy is 11th with Panos Vera sneaking inside the top 10, his first top 10 start since the season opener. Funderino is 9th with Mikash in P8 alongside the Red Bull of Milan, the two of them separated by nearly a tenth of a second. Ice Cream equals his best quality performance of the season from P6 alongside Ryan Bannock, with TTM Vettel making his debut from the second row of the grid, Gatcha the highest placed reserve in P3, and the front row is the exact same as last week as Takubi takes back-to-back pole positions. So the 5 red lights, the 2 title protagonists on the front row of the grid, Takubi versus Katsby, and we are underway in Saudi Arabia as we head down towards turn 1. Takubi remains in the lead unchallenged with Katsby in second place behind them. Does every driver make it through turn 1 cleanly? Seems like we do. There was a wiggle for the Red Bull of Milan in the background, but he will hold on to 7th place as we head through sector 1. Behind him, Mikash and Funderino going side by side through turn 4. The hardest part on the track to be side by side. Here comes Panos Veras to try and get involved, but has to remain in P10 with Marius Anderson behind him for a 4th time, starting outside the top 10. The Ferrari really needs to recover. Out at the front though, Katsby and Jacek almost half a second back as behind. Wandy dives it down the inside of Marius Anderson, gets the move done, and the Ferrari down into 12th place.
Bro, what is happening? We've lost DRS. I have damage. Bro, what are they doing?
Not at all.
This is when Takubi needs his teammate near him, but for Josh Rose, it's been a nightmare start. He is down in P16, make that P17. He is dropping like a stone at the moment. On hard tyres, I believe, and he also has front wing damage on that RB. Down to 18th now, losing his front left end plate. If we have a look at the tyres, the top 12 all on the mediums, and then you have a few hard tyres towards the back of the grid. We're expecting a one-stop, either medium to hard or hard to medium. Will the move be made heading down the pit straight? Well, Milan gets past, and out in front, here comes Katsby and Jacek yet again. He's trying to get Takubi, but putting himself under pressure from TTM Vettel. Vettel getting through by the looks of it as they go side by side towards turn 4. The Kicksauber makes the move stick. Although in the background though, contact there between the Alpine and a couple of the Red Bulls, I believe. instead helping Vettel through on debut in the Kick Sauber. He's now put a car between himself and the Williams, and 2 cars between himself and his title rival as Mikash is out. If these two can work together, they'll look to try and escape the Williams drivers, who in turn are swapping position, heading down the pit straight. Kacper back into P3.
Oh, as Tekobi goes wide, even deep into that corner, he locked up. He's now down to P5.
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay, you got
Now
front wing
Fonderino
damage.
is giving
This
me
will have
even
a
more.
major
No,
impact on
now New Star.
performance
I
and
have
response when
no
you
front
run.
wing.
We've got Marius Anderson in the pit lane for the Ferrari. He is getting a front wing change, both end plates off there for the Ferrari. Switching to the hard compounder tyres, he'll look to go to the end of the race. Here comes Takubi by the looks of it. He's trying to get the move done
There's a
on
damage.
Milan.
There's damage. I think
Yeah,
Gacha got damage from that.
Yeah, I think
No, it wasn't
let's-
Gacha. It was the Red Bull, probably.
Oh, I think it was Takubi. I'm just looking at the right front end plate on that V-carb, and it appears to be missing, and it is Takubi
Oh, no.
with front wing damage as Ryan Bannick retires in the pit lane.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. He might fall off now. He has
Yeah,
a big
he's-
gap
he's-
behind, so I would
He's
see...
almost a second back, as we see from the helicopter shot. The front drivers going side by side into the final corner there. Gacha getting past Vettel and trying it on his teammate, who is giving him the tow down the pit lane. Down the pit straight, rather, as they almost go 3 wide towards turn 1. Kacper going to block off the Sauber and allow his teammate through into turn 1. And that is beautifully done. Great teamwork from the Williams. Gacha into the lead. Kacper P2. Takubi into the pits. So that damage, too much for the V-carb. He replaces his front wing, puts on a set of the hard tyres, and he will now look to go to the end. Josh has continued with front wing damage in this race because he is on the set of the hard tyres. And yeah, he has front left end plate damage, and is now looking to make a move into the top 12, gets past Nanu Star.
Dude.
As Casper loses place to the Red Bull in turn 1, they tried to went wide with Gacha, but it actually worked against them, as the Red Bull could go down the inside of Casper and overtake him into turn 4.
Right now, Milan and Kacper having very good races. They'll be happy with how things are going right now, as Kacper pulls into the pits. Lap 11 of 25. Here comes one of your championship protagonists. He will take off the medium tyres and put on a set of hards, and behind him, Fonderino is doing the exact same thing. So these two blinking first out of the top 5. Takubi is not out of this, as Milan is out of the session.
Oh, no.
And that's a huge smash. He's backwards, heading through turn 17. How has that happened?
Dude.
Wow, that was a heck of an impact. Let me know.
No Red Bulls in the race. Ryan Bannick retired as well, so 2 rounds without scoring points to Red Bull. What a nightmare that is. What a beautiful scenario, though, for Gacha, Vettel, and the rest of the drivers yet to make a pit stop. Yeah, he can go any time now, I believe, as Gacha will be leading this safety car restart, and he launches it just before the DRS line, and that is a really good launch from Gacha as he crosses the line, half a second clear of his teammate. You can see on the left-hand side all the tyres the drivers are on between now and the end of the race, and he's up into 5th place. Hukid is going to follow through as well, as there goes Bran at the front of the field, absolutely flying out of the slipstream of Gacha, gets the move done. He's up into 2nd place and now challenging Katsby and Jacek towards turn 4. Will he get the move done? He shuts the door and is up into the race lead on lap 17 of 25. But here comes Takubi, beautiful helicopter shot looking over the sea and the coastline here at Jeddah. Takubi going all the way around the outside of Gacha. He's already up into 3rd place, and look who's right ahead of him, Kacper Jędrzejczyk. Josh Rose, by the way, is making a good recovery. He's up into 7th for the V-Carb. I'll be scoring some solid points for his team, which they need in this championship battle. Towards the front, Kubi and Bran battling over P2, but Kubi holding on for the time being. Katzber now 7/10 up the road.
As Gacha gets another 3 seconds time penalty, that's almost no points for him. That's 6 seconds for him. As Hookit has 9 seconds. So
yeah, these penalties could be huge. By the end of the race, as we've got Kubi and Katzber going side by side in the final corner, we've also got battles further down at the back end of the top 10. There's a McLaren that's gone round in the background. That's Panos Veras without a front wing. Virtual safety car. The race will be neutralised. And there it is, and no one picked up a penalty. Very nicely done by Tier 1. Kubi up in 2nd place now, ahead of Katzber, but has he been spun round? Kubi dropping to the back of the field. He's been spun round. There was contact. We didn't see who it was. But
Katzber as well.
What? Yeah, Katzber down to 9th. That's going to be one to look at. There's a Alpine spinning round. That is Wandy. The RB down to 13th, and this is huge in the championship. It's also huge for TTM Vettel, 1.4 seconds clear. The man in 2nd place with 9 seconds of penalties. Josh Rose in 3rd place in a net P2.
Oh, Kasper spun. He dive bombed it from back and went into the Ferrari and spun.
And he's now down into 8th place as we start lap 25 here around the Jeddah Corniche circuit. And here comes Nanustar down the inside of Katzber as well. Bit of contact between the two of them, but they're still going to go side by side as we head through turn 3. We've seen a story like this a few times before in Tier 1, where a driver has come in and won on debut. But out of the final corner for Kick Sauber, who have struggled all season long. They're bottom of the constructors, but they win through TTM Vettel in Saudi Arabia on the coast of the Red Sea. Glory goes to Kick Sauber. Josh Rose across the line in 2nd place to reignite his title defence as his championship rivals suffer. And that suffering continued for one rival in particular. But first, congratulations to TTM Vettel, who takes victory in Saudi Arabia on debut. Josh Rose returns to the top 3 for the first time since Spain, with a first ever podium for Ice Cream, who also bags the fastest lap. 4th to 8th place was separated by 0.186 of a second, with Kubi recovering from his spin to finish in 5th, just 5 thousandths ahead of Nanustar in a photo finish. Fundarinho's 5-second penalty drops him 1 place to 10th, but it's better news than that for Katzby and Jacek, who drops out of the points due to his 10-second time penalty for the collision with Kubi. Hookid drops to 12th, and there were 4 DNFs, including both Red Bulls. No points to Katzber allows Kubi to open up a 10-point lead in the driver's standings, with Marius Anderson closing the gap to both of his main title rivals. Josh Rose climbs 3 places and back into title contention, whilst Wandy enters the top 8. Vettel's victory puts him 9th level with Mikash and Panos, and TTRE Ice Cream's back into the top 16 with his podium. In the Constructors, V-Carb moved 25 points clear at the top after a poor weekend for Williams. Ferrari closed the gap, but still away off P2, whilst Red Bull are in danger of being dragged into a 4-way scrap after a second race with no points. Sauber climbed 2 spots due to Vettel's heroics. They're now 8th. And finally, Aston Martin have one hand on the overall Constructors title, moving 122 points clear at the top after victory in Tiers 2 and 3. V-Carb are back up to 2nd after Williams score no points, with 4 DNFs coming for Alpine over the Saudi Arabian weekend, allowing Ferrari back into 4th. We're very much in the home straight of Season 12 now as we head to the Austrian Alps for Round 8. Make sure you're following us on Twitch so you don't miss any of the action as it happens, and subscribe on YouTube for extended highlights. We'll see you next time.